Welcome back to the Unfortunate Diehards podcast. Hashtag number 50. Woo! Omar Madari, because that's his age.
Oh my
Special
God.
player edition. Corey Crawford. Anyways, so guys, welcome to our 50th episode. This is a big deal. We're still nobodies, but we appreciate our valuable listeners. Shout out to Ali, Charles, Liam Rooney,
Connor.
Brendan Murray, Connor. Hoping some people
Jacob
that are
Smith.
related to us. Jacob
Nick
Smith.
Saint Denis.
Yeah, Elliot.
I think John listens sometimes.
Who brings you the stat game
The
today?
fact that we can name our
Not the stat game. Who
Yeah.
brings you the draft?
That random person from Belgium. We still
Actually,
remember you.
Nick contributed to this episode.
Yes, he did. Shout out.
So yeah, we thank you if you have watched many episodes, and if this is your first one, welcome. And yeah, so I'm Evan. I'm a Ottawa Senators fan.
And as you can see, we got Omar, the Leafs fan, right here. And last but not least,
Sufyan,
the
Caps fan. I flew in just for this episode.
Yes,
he
we
did.
are in person for the first time in a long time
And I'm
because
leaving
Sufyan lives in the UK now, and Omar lives in a long-term care facility, also very far away. So we had to get him over here too.
Long-term care facility. Oh my
You
God.
can't escape this. Oh.
I have nothing to even say to that. I go every day after dropping him to daycare.
Yeah.
Oh.
With my big scraggly beard right now. I need to trim it so bad. Anyway, Sufi, how was your travel back?
Long. It was the whole day, and I'm happy it's over. But then I have to do it again in a month. So
Traveling's fun. It's all good.
yeah, 3 hours on a bus.
You're probably excited to do that because you were coming to see all of us.
That's the only thing that got me through it.
Exactly.
It was 3 hours on a bus,
On the way back.
7 on a plane, and then 2 in a car.
And on the way back, you'll be going back to Peri Peri.
Yeah.
So both ways, this was something to look forward to.
That's a very little thing. That's fair.
And I feel like we should start with the Senators today because they're the
You
most
don't care about your
controversial
days?
today.
Omar, how have you been?
Oh, I've been good. You know, my team's been humming lately. I'm not gonna lie, it's been good in Leafland. Apart from a wall injury, which I don't want to talk about.
No, how much of a brick wall is he?
Oh,
Big wall.
bottom push,
Brick wall.
Brick wall.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, just getting ready for the holiday season. Quiet at work.
Great.
Chilling at work. Chilling at home. How about you, Evan?
Your life
Good.
seems boring.
As of right now, it is.
That's probably good, actually.
Yeah.
A bit of a hectic couple of weeks.
I'm applying to new jobs.
Oh, yeah, we have to talk about that actually. Yes.
You can apply to a long care home. It's actually,
in my field.
yeah.
No, I gave Evan some good advice a couple of weeks ago, and
You did.
you know,
I was like,
What was
who's
it? Go back to
someone
school?
that's wise? Omar.
Like an owl.
So yeah, we could chat. We're gonna chat more about. He said I should go into sales.
I said he would be
Yes,
great in sales, and I think there's lots of money in progression in sales. So you know,
That's what.
that's my little tidbit
Alex
on
did.
Evan's future career.
Go sell cars or something. If you can do that.
Not cars, tech. Sell tech, software, data analytics. That's where the future is, and that's where the money is.
It's also dominated by brown people, so it'd be a progressive move.
Not the sales. Not the sales.
The sales tech.
The brown people, they dominate the IT and the programming and the data analytics.
Creation of the tech.
The creation of the tech, they dominate. But the sale of the tech, you need the white guys. Because they come in from India or Pakistan or wherever, and they can't really sell well with the accent.
Yo.
I have no comment.
At least he's saying it. It doesn't really matter. He's the one with the accent.
Sorry to all of our brown listeners.
Which is like half.
If you have an accent, I apologize.
And yeah, I have figured out most of my Christmas shopping. I have my mom's gift already. I got that the other day. And
Does she listen? Can you tell us what it is?
She probably doesn't listen. I think she does sometimes, but she turns it off.
Risk it.
But if she does, she could. She might listen.
She suggested stuff to me, so she
Okay.
probably has an idea. So the Sidemen, this is a transition you didn't expect, but Josh Zerka, he has a favorite vodka, not his own, Belvedere. So I bought her a bottle of Belvedere vodka because she asked for a bottle of
You
vodka.
told me this.
Because she uses it to cook and occasionally have a drink. So I thought she would want to try it because my mom also likes the Sidemen, and I think she'll find it cool. She's like, "Oh my gosh, this is one of their favorite things."
Bleep out the name though. No free promo.
Yeah, it's
Unless they promo us. Yes. All right. Well, why don't we start with your team while we're
Which
which is the
oh
currently a little bit controversial Ottawa Senators.
they've been controversial the whole season.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought your jersey was like threading out, but it's your hoodie.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's just talk about
before last game, the Sens were also doing quite well in their past 4. They won 3 or 4, and when they played the Leafs, they outplayed the Leafs at least.
I don't think they outplayed. I think they dominated the Leafs.
Yeah. So that was a frustrating loss, but at least we played well. That was like a good thing to take from it. So yeah, that was kind of fun. It was kind of the Ottawa Senators you saw in the first like 4 or 5 games of the season. They were fast. Their transition game was really good. But then against Carolina,
Too bad they
the Leafs,
just keep losing though.
couldn't score. It looked somewhat unorganized. Chabot is injured again, but we have Jacques Martin advising the coaches, so we'll see what happens over time with that.
I think he's going to step into being a coach.
I don't think DJ's ever getting fired.
I mean, honestly, it seems like he's immune to any kind of crappy hockey he coaches. So, I don't know. It seems like he's not going anywhere, even though, you're still below 500 after 23 games or whatever.
But the Senators the last 3-4 years were like 10 games under 500 every year by now. So this is the trend. The Leafs have a trend every year. The Sens had a trend of being awful until Christmas, and then Christmas onwards they're above 500. And they usually have like a stint of like a month where they're like, wow, these guys are actually kind of good.
So you're saying that because
if they continue like last year, they only missed by like they were close a week or 2 before the playoffs.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if the trend were to continue, then at this point they have way more points than they would have the other years. So if they do the same kind of trend,
I need a fact check on this because I actually have no idea.
So it's true. The Sens were like
for anyone
awful starts every year.
Yeah. So
this is a good start for the Sens technically.
Anyone who knows about my views on hockey, I believe in trends a lot, spanning years and stuff. Sophie hates that, but one of my interests is actually keeping like tabs on or not keeping tabs, but like kind of keeping an eye on like trends per year, and so I see what you mean. That if they're playing better, and they're hovering around 500 heading into the December break, then in the new year, if they start playing more like they've done in the last few years and like playing good hockey and winning more games, then they may actually squeeze into a wild card.
This is loss, win, loss, win, loss. They've been playing better
than the other past.
No, I'm
4
saying
years.
like lately because I know I'm seeing like
no.
The thing with Sens that hasn't
it just seems like
that hasn't changed this year so much either yet is that
consistency, man.
Yeah, the consistency is an issue. But so last year they had longer losing streaks. This year the losing streaks are like 3-4 games, then they'll win 1 or 2, and then go back to losing 3-4 games again. It seems.
Well, they're 500, so they can't be winning more than they lose.
They're not 500. They're 2 under 500.
No, they're 1 under.
They're 11 and 12. Okay, yeah, all right. I thought it was. 10
Anyways,
and 12.
this is my section of the episode.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to be
Enough.
chiming in. That's the point.
Yes, that's the point.
I don't like it.
We
I'm already sad enough, guys.
But I think we need to, because I think the biggest discussion today about the Sens is the Brady Tkachuk play yesterday. So 3 parts about it. 1, should that have been a penalty shot? Number 2, was the poke check legal to say on Tkachuk on the penalty shot? And number 3, did he deserve to get ejected?
Yes, but it was the reaction. That's the discussion, not the
yeah.
So we'll go through the play. We can put it on the screen now. So I thought it was going to be a penalty, but so Tkachuk or whatever dropped his stick.
check off.
Whether he threw it or not, I don't know, but that's what the ref called it on the ice. And I was like, you know what? That's fair enough. Like, I almost would prefer a power play over a penalty shot, depending on who it is.
That's what you always say if you miss the penalty shot, right?
Yeah. And so I was like, interesting call, but sure. And then Tkachuk goes in with a lot of speed, and Tkachuk, the puck's on his left. Tkachuk has it like on the left side of his body. His poke check with his stick is straight into Tkachuk's right skate, like not even close to the puck. And Brady like goes ass over tea kettle into the boards.
Okay,
In
but
my
so pause
opinion-
there. Pause there for a second.
Okay.
So I do, yeah. So the stick did go into his skate, but he was poke checking to try to, because he thought Tkachuk was gonna go to the backhand.
I mean, that's been considered
But-
clean for many years.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
No,
so
I understand,
he's
but
poke checking because what he's thinking is Tkachuk's gonna go to the backhand, so I'm gonna block off the backhand and get my stick in the way of it. Yeah, it hit the foot, but is that really like, I don't know, is that really considered like a deliberate trip or something?
No.
Like he didn't go in to try to trip Tkachuk. He went in thinking, oh, he's on the forehand, he's coming in, he's about to go to the backhand. I'm gonna stop him from going to
Then
the
why
backhand.
wouldn't you put it between his legs instead of directly into the skate?
Well, he didn't.
Bro, the stick was out of control, but it wasn't just right at his foot on purpose.
It didn't look the best, in my opinion. And some people were like, "Oh, this guy's an idiot for like wanting to go at the goalie." He's upset
He is.
that the Sens are not doing the best, and I, as a Senators fan, like the passion. Like even earlier in the period, the Sens have no momentum. Everyone, I don't know why everyone on the team is trying to skate through 4 people at a time, and they lose the puck consistently over and over. So then Tkachuk and Giroux have a shift where Tkachuk has 3 hits, Giroux has 2. Like they're just going out there trying to create energy, and so it's late in the game. So even if like getting the crowd into it with that,
Yeah.
hoping that a home game maybe gets you at least a goal next shift because people are like fired up. I don't know, but I don't mind it, and I think as someone else on this couch who also has a hot-headed player on their team,
We both do.
that's what I mean.
Are you-
Had a similar, if they had a similar play, you'd have been like, "Yeah, I'm fine with it."
I think there's 2 major differences there, right?
You like Tom Wilson. You
Tom
don't like
Wilson.
Tkachuk.
Tom Wilson isn't a captain, and B. Tom Wilson isn't as, you're gonna like this, as good of a player as Brady Tkachuk. He's not as fundamental.
disagree.
He's not as fundamental to scoring for Washington. So he can. Him getting ejected isn't as big of a deal.
It was out of reach at that point. It was like
It-
2-3 minutes
It was
left.
4-1
isn't
with
it?
4
But
minutes
here's
left.
my problem, right? Like Tkachuk needs to have this, like, because outside of where he loses his mind and gets kicked out of games, which happens more than it should. He's
It's only this season. though.
more than it should. He's a great captain. It's just every captain needs to have some sort of development where a certain part of their game goes away, and this is the thing that needs to change for him because he can't be getting kicked out of games. That's the bottom line. Whether you agree with the call or not, I don't care. But going after the goalie after a play like that and getting kicked out of the game late in the game or not, it doesn't matter. If you have intention of coming back in that game, you need him on the ice. And my prime example of this is his brother, who was an absolute menace and like was getting kicked out of games all season last year up until the playoffs started. And then for the first 3 rounds, he toned it down to the point where he still had the edge, but he wasn't getting kicked out of games. And it showed, and he's the only reason that Florida got that far other than Bobrovsky. And then in the finals, when that's part of the game came back again and he started losing his mind for no reason, Florida gets pummeled by Vegas. And that's why, for me, Barkov is the captain over him because he has more of the calmness and stuff. And I'm not even saying, I think that Brady has more of the ability to be calm compared to Matthew. I just think that development needs to happen sooner rather than later because he's too important to that team to be getting into unnecessary fights or situations where he's getting misconducts. And I'm not even saying take the fighting out of the game because at least he's coming back after 5 minutes. But when you start scrums for no reason, when you kick the goalie for no reason,
I would say for no reason.
the kicking of the goalie.
No, I'm saying like a lot of his like.
But a lot of the scrums lead to just pointless things. Like, and he starts a lot of it, and it is pointless a lot of the time. Like just going after someone.
But he's not over or at point per game.
He generally does it when the Sens are down by a lot.
No, I understand.
So
that.
he's frustrated.
The whole firing up of the team, I get, and that's part of the reason why he's captain. And I get that, but there is a point of too far, and he takes it too far a lot of the time. I'm not saying he's dirty or anything like that, because he isn't. But
he gets too aggressive after.
He just takes it too far to the point where the ref has to kick him out.
Mm.
It happens way too often.
So yesterday was a culmination.
3 times.
It's more than 0, which is more than it should be, because he's not. They've only played 23 games. If you're getting kicked out of 3 of those, you're already taking yourself out of the game.
He's been ejected 3 times this season.
He gets, I don't know, but he gets rattled. He gets rattled easier than other players, and it affects his game too.
I think he's just confident that he can back himself. I understand you don't want that person necessarily taking those. And there are times when I'm watching games where guys are trying to get him off the ice, let's go, and he's like, no, I'm not better. But if there's a time in a game where he's pretty confident they're not going to come back, or if they are, it's going to take a huge effort, and so he's taking it into his own hands to try to.
It's not the only time that happens, though. That's the problem. It's not the only time that he loses his mind is when there's that, maybe in the Florida game or in that last one that he did that. But my point is that he can still do that stuff as long as he draws the line somewhere where he doesn't get kicked out, and the line is pretty clear from a lot of refs.
As a Sens fan,
but
I
you know what I'll give you though? I'll give you the whole passion thing where even I was talking to Jacob Smith about this, where a lot of the team looks dejected at a certain point, and he's the only one that looks like he's even trying. And I understand that. So for him being in that room, it's probably way more frustrating because
it's him and Giroux, and I guess Sanderson, because Sanderson's just always great.
Because even Sanderson, his defensive numbers is gone, and I don't even think that's his fault. It's that he's the one that has to do so much to, make up for the problems of his teammates that he ends up making misplays or whatever. But it's also because there's no one there to really help him with that. If he plays with Shabbat
Shabbat's been injured forever.
Yeah, but I'm saying Shabbat, Hamonic, whoever. It's their mistakes that often lead to him being put in a greater role than he has to, which is tough for 2021, however old he is. Mm-hmm. Which again, I know Tkachuk isn't even that old either. He's kind of, the weight of the world is on his shoulders at this point. And but again, a lot of this comes back to coaching.
Yeah,
because the way these guys are playing and the way they get unmotivated, that comes from coaching. That's honestly 90% of coaching is just motivation in this league. You look at what St. Louis did. They won a cup with their coach 6 years ago, and they just fired him now because it wasn't working. If Ottawa goes and hires Berube, that's amazing.
Well, we should now, actually. He's available.
Because you saw what Berube did to when he got hired in January of that year, that St. Louis won the cup.
Yeah.
St. Louis was dead last. Ottawa right now is last in division.
Yeah.
The turnaround can still happen where they can go on and make a deep playoff run. But the lever you let it go, the later you let it go, the harder that becomes. And you can have your discussions about how young Ottawa is and they still have time and all that, but you're going to be saying that for years if you keep with this mentality.
I don't say that. I'm not.
No, not you. I'm saying general and Ottawa fans.
Well, let's. Why don't we shift over to the?
There was one more thing I want to talk about. I forget what it was. It was another controversial play. Oh, the Dylan Larkin, Matthew Joseph thing.
Oh,
that was wild.
So, in the Detroit-Ottawa game, in front of the Ottawa net, Matthew Joseph goes to cross-check. Dylan Larkin kind of hits his shoulder a little bit and then hits him in the side of the head. He starts to fall. Parker Kelly comes in, kind of hits him, and then he falls like a rag doll. He looks dead. Zub gets pushed kind of on top of him a little bit and then starts waving to get the trainers over. But David Perron sees him slightly on top of his teammate and cross-checks him in the head. Perron gets a 6-game suspension, and apparently, I don't know if X anymore, Twitter. But there, a lot of people are talking about oh, that was a dirty play by Joseph. Oh, it was Parker Kelly in the wrong. Poor Zub. David Perron, what are you doing there? Any thoughts on the play?
I mean, there has been, like, Matthews probably should have gotten a suspension for his cross check on Darlene. So I think that's the only argument for David Perron getting less games.
Matthews last year?
Yeah, against Darlene, where he like cross checked Darlene in the face.
Yeah, he got that 2-game
Yeah,
suspension.
but compared to 6.
But Perron apparently had a suspension or something before.
No, he hasn't. I think that was the whole
Or
argument.
a
'cause
fine.
It might have been a fine. It might have been a fine, but he hasn't. He doesn't have suspension history. So going from 0 to 6 is a lot. But as a neutral in all this, I think that the games are fine. Like, that was a terrible cross check to the head. Like, regardless of if Zub was injured or not, it doesn't really matter. It was dangerous. If he went after the right guy, it was
More understandable.
more understandable. But it was just like you
You saw the guy closest to him and was like,
Yeah,
him.
you got to have more awareness than that in that kind of situation. Apparently Joseph has some sort of history with Larkin, and Larkin like punched him in the face after getting hit from behind.
Yeah, I saw something like that.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't like watched the play deep enough. I saw the play, obviously. I just think that whoever did that to Larkin at least should have gotten a fine. Like, I don't know what resulted in that. I know it wasn't him hitting the ground because he was already like knocked out on his way down. There should have been something for that, but it still doesn't warrant Perron doing what he did. So, like, who won that game? By the way, was it Detroit?
Yeah, I think so. No, was it?
Yeah.
No, wait.
no, Ottawa won.
I think Ottawa won it.
Won like 4-1, 5-1.
I think so. Yeah.
Because Kubalik scored. No,
Yeah,
Ottawa did.
Yeah, Ottawa.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the one right before.
Yeah.
Damn, they get into problems every single game, bro. What is this?
All right, so let's
So we can segue right to
the Washington
no,
Capitals.
not even that. I think there's something that we need to talk about in between that, because it's Eric Gudbranson and Nick Cousins. Because while we're talking on the topic of suspensions, did you guys see that play at all?
I didn't see the play.
Essentially, I think the general public agreed that the Cousins hit was bad. You guys,
Wait, no, I didn't see the play. You said this.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw the play.
honestly, give that a look. I think you guys need to watch this because it's actually like a pretty big news.
Like, I'm gonna look at it right now.
Yeah, look at it right now. So just look. Just look up.
Cousins.
Yeah, no, show. So do this one. Because this actually goes in right with the whole retaliation and who should get what kind of thing. Look at this hit like that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Why is he beating the shit out of him?
Yeah, that context is important because.
The first hit.
Yeah, because otherwise it looks like Gudbranson just jumped him for no reason.
Yeah.
Cousins hit.
Yeah, like a cross check essentially
And it's right into the board.
into the boards. Yeah.
To be fair, a little bit, Branson is very low turning the corner,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of bizarre. So he's trying to, like, yes, he's going into the numbers, but his head goes more into the boards. Like, it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, and then that's followed by what we just saw, which is this.
That's wild.
Then just punching him on the ground.
And then he,
Yeah.
okay, after this doesn't really matter. That was pretty
Yeah.
shit.
So the Branson got suspended?
Branson got a game. Cousins, I think, got a minor for the hit. That was pretty much it.
I respect that. Honestly, a guy, like, hits you,
Yeah.
like, into the boards like that.
So what Branson's reasoning for all of this, he said that there's two things, right? His kids were 85 feet away, he said. So it came in his head that, like, what if you got, like,
Badly injured
Yeah.
or something happened. Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. Like, you see him on the ground for a second, and then he just, like, springs up and like,
Yeah.
starts going after him.
Maybe that's what clicked in his head in that second. Oh, my kids are here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then he goes after him and kind of tries to kill him. So he got a game for that. I don't know. Like,
I'll say the game is fair, but I also say the retaliation is fair.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think more people had a problem with the refs in the sense of they let it get away from them, because like I think the Cousins hit was bad enough to warrant at least a 5-minute
Yeah.
penalty, regardless of it being awkward or how Gudbranson was positioned. I think the whole rules is essentially don't hit a player when he's in a vulnerable position like that, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's fair. I think if they handled that a little bit better, then it wouldn't let Gudbranson having to take care of things himself.
Yeah. This is true.
Yeah, but the thing is, I saw Nasher, who's a Columbus fan, talk about how Gudbranson offered Cousins a fair fight, which in that video where he was starting to kill him, I didn't really see.
No, it
Oh,
wasn't.
maybe he means like earlier in the game.
But there wasn't anything
Maybe,
else early in the game.
I don't know,
It was literally just that.
That's not a fair fight right there.
He just like grabbed him,
Yeah.
which I think it was only a 1-game suspension because of the fact it was retaliation. But
It's never a fair fight if you take a guy down and while he's down, you punch him. That's not a fair fight.
Ottawa boy.
Yeah.
in more ways than
All
one.
right. Well, let's move to your Washington Capitals then. What's happening in Caps land?
Since the last time we talked, 2-0-1, and we scored 12 goals in that span.
Look
Hooray!
at that.
4 goals in each game, actually. Trying to remember what happened in these games. So honestly, I'm not too worried. The biggest we're second in the Metro based on points percentage, because apparently that's how you're supposed to look at it.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see. But last 3 games, yeah. So the Rangers game was huge. Charlie Lindgren shutout, and then we play Bedard in the next game, and we beat him. What the offense is looking good. Guys like Mantha, who I've hated on for his entire existence on Capsland,
Yeah.
starting to turn it around. Him and McMichael have found chemistry, and they both look great. And I think Protas is on that line. He's looked really good with them as well. Kuznetsov and Ovechkin being separated has been amazing for everyone. Kuznetsov being off the first power play has also been amazing for everyone. Even though it hasn't led to more goals, it's at least looked a little more presentable.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I sent you guys a thing where they're moving Ovechkin to the slot in the power play rather than having him in his office. So what that used to do, where when Ovechkin was in the office, was that all the pressure.
He has a remote job now?
He does. No, he got moved downtown, actually. He used to have a remote job. He used to work from home in his home office. Now he's moved to the downtown office. So all the traffic that used to be on the right side, that wasn't in the middle.
Yeah.
Because the problem was John Carlson would, sometimes shoot from the point, and there would only be one person in front, and it'd be Oshie, and that would pretty much be it. Because both defensemen would be on Ovechkin's side,
yeah.
And the high winger would usually be on Ovechkin's side. So if you move Ovechkin to the middle, at least there's going to be a ton of traffic there, and no one's going to want him to shoot from the middle. And if he gets the chance, it'll at least be a more high danger chance. So yeah, I only see that going in a positive way if that actually happens in the game. Pacioretty is 2 to 3 weeks away, which would be a nice boost.
Yeah.
He was mostly a full participant, and he's traveling with the team.
That's good to hear.
When you were talking earlier about Tkachuk having to sacrifice things as a captain, what are your thoughts on Ovi sacrificing his goal scoring this year?
Bro, he sacrificed it entirely, actually. That's actually a fair point. I mean, for Washington to win, Ovechkin had to sacrifice a lot in the first place, right? Barry Trotz made him play an entirely different way.
Which didn't slow him down, though, in terms of
goals. Yeah. This year is more so, I mean, the shooting luck hasn't been there, and it's fair. I think some of the reflexes and stuff have gone down a little bit, but I mean, he's all around it. I think eventually he's going to break through.
Do you think he doesn't catch the record now?
I think this season is important. If he hits if he goes on a streak and hits 30, I think it's still possible. If he finishes around 15 to 20, then it's probably yeah. But if he hits 30, then I'd say he still gets it. But the problem isn't necessarily him getting the chances; it's the kind of chances that he's getting right now.
How many goals does he have right now?
5. And probably 5 of them are empty netters.
One's an empty netter. Actually, the one against Toronto was basically an empty netter because it was a wide open net. That was actually his only power play goal. So that's my thing, right? Like our power play has sucked the entire year, and that's in recent years that was a lot of his goal scoring was on the power play. So my theory is that if that ever gets going, I think that'll
Boost him
boost
up.
it up a lot. And a lot of the expected goals numbers for him and Oshie should hopefully be heading in the right direction. But again, that comes down to power play a lot. So hopefully the changes work, and they're still, Brian McClellan tells us every week that we're going to trade for a player, so we'll see if that actually happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think Pacioretty also is going to make a difference on the power play because it at least gives us a different look.
It will give you,
Yeah.
Pacioretty will
He's
should
more of
improve
a-
things
yeah,
at
he's
least a
more of a
little bit.
shooter. And he's left-handed. So,
Yeah.
how's Leafland?
Leafland is good. So the Caps had a big win against the Rangers. Leafs just pummeled them last night, 7-3.
They beat them like 6-0.
Yeah, true.
6-2,
Yeah,
whatever it
so
was.
Rangers are not having a great time, but none of us are Rangers fans, so who
Yeah.
cares? So yeah, Leafs come off a big win. But the big news story this week is Tavares hitting 1,000 points, which is
The controversy surrounding it.
the controversy. Sure, it shouldn't even be a controversy.
It really is.
But the best part of it is that he did it in New York. I think it's like it's
Controversy, actually.
it's a full circle. It's beautiful how it happened in New York against the Islanders. It was amazing to see that he got hit, and not only that, it was on a goal with 6 seconds left in the game to tie the game.
And then lose.
Yeah, but we didn't know that. we didn't know that at the time. At the time we're like, oh my god, he's in New York. He's against the Islanders. He gets his 1,000th point by assisting on a goal with 6 seconds left in the game to tie the game to take it to OT. Like, amazing. So it was, and at the same time he gets booed every time he touches the puck. So it makes it even more satisfying when that happens.
Yeah, that was a controversy.
Yeah. So so that was amazing. So congrats to Tavares. Very well deserved.
Do you
Leafs-
think the booing is fair?
yeah, I mean it's fun. Who cares? It's what happens when you leave. You're not traded. You choose another
But it's
team
been
in free
like
agency.
6 years, bro. Like,
Yeah,
been
but
a
it's
long
something
time.
Islanders fans have fun with it, and I'm sure he probably enjoys it a little bit himself. I mean,
I don't know.
I think it's kind of silly. That's like a guy that
Yeah.
was really good for you.
it's silly. I mean,
Yeah.
it is silly that a guy that's that good for you, you're just gonna consistently hate like that. But it comes with. I don't see it as. I don't actually look at things like that as bad or good because that's just part of sports. Like you boo players and you do things like
I think
that.
in certain areas more than other, though. I think
Yeah.
Islanders fans are also just like that.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, every time they go, I don't know if you guys remember, but 2019 or 2018, no, 2019, his first game in New York after coming to Toronto, that was the biggest, like the way he was getting booed in that game. And not only that, but Leafs got lost, I think like 4-1, 5-1, something. It was crazy. But that was bad.
Yeah.
That's the first time. I can't remember another time when I've seen a game and I've been like, damn, I feel really bad for a player because the way he was getting booed and the signs people had up and stuff
Yeah.
throughout the stadium, I was like, man, how is he playing this game and not
Mhm.
like crying? Like, I remember that when I was watching the game.
It's like if McDavid left and then
Yeah.
went back to Edmonton. Actually,
Like, I don't-
Draisaitl,
like-
I guess is more realistic.
I think LeBron had some boos in Cleveland after he left the first
Oh
time.
no, they were burning his jerseys.
But like it didn't last for multiple years.
Yeah,
though.
because he came back and won them a championship.
No, but even before he came back, because he was in Miami for like I don't know
4 or 5
4 or 5
years?
years. So like after the first 1 or 2, like I don't remember seeing boos in third, fourth years.
Yeah, no.
Were there? Maybe there were.
No.
Okay.
They didn't forgive him until he came back.
Yeah, doesn't make so. It's kind of the similar thing here with Islanders. So let's see.
Maybe he's gonna retire an Islander.
Um,
Don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening either. But yeah, Leafs are on a road trip. They're finally catching up in games because they were like 3-4 games behind. They seem to like
Sens
not be
have-
playing at all.
7 after time, maybe 8 games back on some teams.
Yeah, because Sens are at 23.
They're 7. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the
it's-
highest they have is on Tampa. It was like 7.
Yeah,
And Columbus.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. Leafs are now at 26 games. So Sens also have 3 games in hand on Leafs right now.
Caps are the same as you guys.
Yeah, so I mean, things are going well in terms of that. I mean, we're still a couple of struggles still in goal, and I mean, Jones had a pretty good game last night. So
That's reliable.
it's not reliable, but it's one game. We'll take him as they come. And
You should have like David Aries in there for a whole regular season. It's stupid.
and but yeah, I mean, the big conversation around this team right now is the lack of regulation wins. And I don't consider that a conversation unless actually one of my friends was chirping me a couple of weeks ago, and I said to him, I was like, keep this message saved and send it to me again when the Leafs have 45 wins and half of those are in OT, because then we may have a problem. But like 12 wins in, 13 wins in, however many they have, if you're going to tell me half are in OT and that's a problem, I'm not worried just yet. So
Yeah.
let's get to the half season mark. Let's get to the 3/4 season mark. Let's see what their wins look like at that point, and then we'll see if they have trouble closing out games still. But as of right now, bumpy starts in some cases, new players meshing together, goalie issues here and there. Half season, we'll see what happens. But yeah, apart from that, things looking good. I'm going retro Leafs today with my Phil Kessel Winter Classic jersey, 2014, almost 10 years ago. Actually, it's going to be 10 years now. It's going to be 10 years.
2014.
2024, January 1st. It's going to be 10 years since this game. So, I remember watching it and Leafs won. Tyler Bozak scored.
What a throwback that was.
Blues legend.
He actually might be for the 2010s. Or early 2010s. Let's talk about Edmonton.
Oh, yes. 8-game win streak officially as of last night. Insane.
8-game win streak. McDavid has 1 million points in
Yeah.
9 games or whatever.
Evan Bouchard is playing well. Skinner has seemed to found his game.
Skinner just needed to be average for this team to be good.
Yeah.
And he's been better.
How's Draisaitl been doing, though?
He's like 33 points, something like that.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so
he's and I think in the last 9 he's also
things have picked
20.
up. Like I'm a bit torn if I put this on inevitability or if I put this on coaching.
I think maybe both.
I put it on inevitability more than coaching.
But I mean that's fair. But like I
Yeah.
think again it goes back to the new voice in the room thing. Like it's not like Woodcroft was a bad coach
because they were dominating teams
Yeah.
in terms of shots and whatnot during all their losses, and it just wasn't going for them, like goal issues and whatnot. I don't know. I feel like Woodcroft is sitting there right now being like, what the hell, guys? Like we were going to turn it around. It was the goaltending. Like, why you let me go that early? Look, like this would have happened if I was there too. Like I feel like he's in his head just going crazy. But yeah, Oilers are rolling, and I think they're 1 point out of the wild card right now. So I think they're on their way
That happens
to
to Oilers every year, though. They have like an awful stretch.
Yeah.
It was just like
it just happened for like 2 months or something right
you,
now.
Like watch them play, and I'm like, they're playing good. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
But then you look at the highlights, and you see Skinner let one go through his shoulder.
Yeah.
And
Holes
Jack
in the
Campbell's
body.
Still in the AHL.
Is he still there?
Yes.
No way, really?
Yeah, Campbell hasn't come back.
I think
Calvin Pickard's still playing.
I think they should probably keep it that way.
Damn. Yeah. That they started going off right after we suggested to trade for a goalie.
My issue. I don't like it when players don't acknowledge when they're struggling, and that's my issue with Jack Campbell, and it was my issue with him even in Toronto. Like I think he's a nice guy. He's really well liked amongst his teammates, and it looks like amongst the league, he seems to be a really nice person and whatnot. I just if you're playing bad, when you're in an interview, stop pretending like you're not playing bad. Stop saying, "Oh, I'm confident. I thought I was playing well. I'm surprised that I got demoted." No, you shouldn't be, because no one else in the world is. Because like, just please acknowledge when you're doing bad so you can get better, instead of just saying, "Oh, I think I'm okay. I'm being confident." No, you're letting in 8 goals a game. So I that always irked me about him, and he still is doing that in Edmonton, which I don't like.
Well, he's making like $5 million a year.
But he's making so I think he's okay.
He's doing fine. That might actually be better for him. Less stressful.
Yeah.
Playing in Bakersfield, making $5 million a year.
All right. Great. So I think we'll move on to our stats game.
It's our transition noise.
And that's brought to you by Evan today.
Yes. So what do we want? Top 5?
Top 5, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to give you one strike. Only because Sufi actually sent me this, and I'm going to test if he remembers.
Shoot.
So Sufi sent me a graphic. Don't check your phone, little man.
I know exactly
about the unluckiest players this season. So the worst goals above shooting talent adjusted.
He sent me this too, or he showed it to me. Yeah.
I showed it to you.
So essentially which players are the most snake bitten or have been expected to score more than they have.
I just know the top two.
I know two already.
So
yeah.
It's not Oshie.
can
Oshie's
you
like
guys
7.
tell me who the top 5 players are
Ovechkin,
on that list?
Ovechkin and Matthew Tkachuk are 1-2.
Is that a collective answer?
Yes.
Okay, that is correct. Who are the next 3?
The most snake.
Because you sent me this. Both of you looked at this.
Yeah, but I only look at the top. I only looked at it for one reason.
Do you
I
think
looked at it for a few seconds.
Do you think 2 strikes more fair?
Sure.
Yeah, 2 strikes is probably more fair.
Okay. Then we'll do
Yeah.
that.
Okay, 3 left. You said Oshie's number 7.
There's one player that has a good amount of goals.
Brock Besser.
No, might be on the other side of this list.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Cole Caulfield's on the list, but he might be further down. Who has not a lot of goals, but probably should have more goals? Is it Zibanejad, maybe?
Oh. Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like
Kaprizov, maybe? Kaprizov.
I don't know why I feel like I remember seeing Zibanejad on that list.
Right.
I don't know if he was top 5 though.
Unlucky Hawali.
Because Zibanejad.
That is wrong.
Is he anywhere on there?
No.
Okay.
So we're seeing stars, bro.
Unlucky.
Uh,
Alright.
Robertson doesn't have. No, I don't think it's anyone Dallas related. Kucherov scores a lot. Stamkos.
Want me to tell you everyone that's on this list that's not in the top 5? So it means to rule you out a few people?
I don't think that will help.
Sure. Oshie.
Raquel, Cousins, Falk, Kaprizov, Caulfield, Johansson, Lundell, Werenski, Wood, Kuzmenko, Eberle, Oshie, and Nyquist are 18-7.
That did nothing for me. 7. 18-7? What are the other two?
Nyquist, sorry, is 6.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at least Kaprizov is in there.
The person in third is the one you're thinking of that has quite a few goals still, but has been expected to score more.
Maybe Kyle Connor.
Dylan Larkin.
No, he's dead. Remember,
Someone only
Matthew Joseph
has 1 goal in the top 5.
Who has 1 goal this year?
There's 1 goal, and I think the expected is like 6. It's not even that much more.
7.5.
Yeah. Ooh, Josh Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing him in the list. Yes,
I'll
that
tell you
really
their
impressed me.
goals versus expected goals.
He was
the other 2.
He must be the one. Yeah.
This person has 7 goals, but they're expected 12.4.
Uh,
And that's the person in 5th. And the person in 3rd has 10 and expected 14.5.
who the hell is that? DeBrincat?
Someone who actually has 10 goals. It could be Kid actually.
Kyle Connor is not escaping my brain.
Let's just say him.
Sure.
Kyle Connor.
No.
DeBrincat.
No. I'll give you hints.
Larkin.
They're both on Metro teams. They're
Gaudreau.
both top
Gaudreau
6
doesn't have
players.
7.
Wingers.
Malkin? No, wingers.
Right team, though.
Riley
Still on
Smith.
them. No.
Yeah, I think it's a Pens player. Winger on Pens top 6. Gensel?
Rust.
Gensel's one of them.
Gensel, yeah.
And the other one is a captain. Winger.
Lee.
Metro
Oh,
team.
Anders Lee. Oh.
All right.
I remember that. I was like, why is Anders Lee on here? Fair play. Use my own thing
All right.
against me.
That was our stat game. Now, for our roster game, I need honor system, no looking at the thing, no looking at the screen.
Lower the brightness.
Okay, lower the brightness. And okay, so today I'm really excited for the roster game because I've picked something fun, I think.
He was telling me about this.
Yeah, I picked something fun. He doesn't know what it is, but I told him I'm excited for it because it's fun. So I didn't pick like a Stanley Cup final winner or whatever team. It's what I feel like.
Maybe like the Nashville Predators preseason roster.
No. I have something because we've been talking a lot, not talking a lot, but this year has been kind of weird with controversies when it comes to the Ottawa Senators.
Oh, God.
Okay, so I wanted to go back a little bit in the vault, and I wanted to pick a Sens team that is possibly the best, most skilled regular season Sens team to ever exist. but it's controversial because of a couple of reasons. Number one is that with they were a very promising team that only got to round two and got beaten in 5 games by the Buffalo Sabres in that year. But a few other things happened for them that year. First of all, they started the season in 2 ways. That was the first year of the shootout. We're talking the 05-06 Ottawa Senators. First year of the shootout, and the Sens were the first team to ever win a shootout game against the Leafs in the season opener. Number two, Daniel Hoffman scored. Yep. Number two, they had 2 players to hit 100 points that season. They had 21 of 25 wins, of 21 wins in 25 games to start the season. They're a dominant team. I remember as a kid, every day I would watch their games. I'd be like, this team is insane. They won the Eastern Conference. They were almost President's Trophy winners. And they were really promising to get to, to at least potentially win a cup that year. But then they crapped out in round 2. So I want to see if you guys can remember the 05-06 dominant Ottawa Senators regular season team.
Are we talking like they made like their playoff roster?
Not their playoff roster. Their
Anyone who played a regular
yes,
season
a
game.
regular season game for the Ottawa Senators in 05-06. And I feel like it's, I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't be that difficult, right?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the third and fourth liners on that team kind of escaped my brain a little bit. But I hit a lot of their defense, to be honest.
All right, so honor system, don't look here, and you guys, we'll start with the Sens fan. We'll start with Evan.
I feel like that should be the other one.
Daniel Alfredson.
All right.
Healy.
Yes.
Spezza.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
I'm nervous to say something wrong. Chris Neal.
It's 3.
Yes.
3 strikes.
3 strikes. Yes.
Yeah. Lalim.
Lalim. No.
I can't remember their goalie, so.
Emery.
Emery, yes. So Sufi's at 1 strike.
Shoot.
Back to you, Sufi.
I'm not confident in the other one, so I'm not going to say it. 30 seconds, right?
Yep.
This might be a very short game for me. Havlat.
Yes.
Boom, 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 boom.
Fisher.
Yes.
Damn. Volchenkov.
Yes.
Vermette.
Yes.
Yeah, this is where it gets dicey, man. Chris Kelly.
Yes.
Oh,
good one. Yeah. The year he didn't sign my hat.
So niche.
Redden.
Yes.
Oh, this is tough because I know this player played there in 2006-07, but I don't know if he played there in 05-06. And I don't know how long he played there. Tom Pricing.
Tom Pricing is... I'm sorry, he's not on there.
Oh,
That's strike number 2.
He was an 84 overall. I think it was an 06-07. Kill me now. I think I know the other
Back
goalie.
to Evan.
I'm fairly certain I know the other goalie. Because there's only like 3 or 4 in that era. I think. Are you keeping track of time?
Yeah, you've got 10 seconds, by the way.
Yeah, this is...
5 seconds.
I feel like we said the obvious ones.
I know this is wrong, but
1 second.
Chara.
Correct.
I knew that was right. Why didn't I say it? It just leaves me with no choice.
It's actually a sick team, by the way.
Yeah, this team was insane, man.
I think Hossa was gone before this. Unless he wasn't.
He's lucky.
Huh? Yeah, I just had an eye test, bro. Haas, no. Okay, you know what? Martin Gerber.
Martin Gerber.
Goalie.
That will be your 3rd strike.
Check the goalies.
I am. Because I know this team quite well myself.
Who the hell was the other goalie?
I'm surprised you don't know this. Go.
Jesse Winchester.
No,
That's a good guess, but no.
he was like a few years
Yeah.
later. Yeah.
So that's one strike for you, but he's done, so you can keep going.
Woo! I actually have no idea.
You can't name anyone. You can't name it. How are you guys not getting this goalie? 05, 06? The big goalie
Hashik.
league? Yes.
I thought he was the year after.
Yeah, 05, 06 was the year when he was when he came.
Oh, I thought he was the one after.
Chara, Hashik, Alfredson,
Yeah, but
Heatley,
Hasek-
Spezza. This is a gross team.
Hasek got injured, right?
Yeah, injured. That was the big controversy that year.
I
You're not done yet. You still have one strike left, right? Or two strikes left. You
One
only
strike.
got
Oh, I'm just
one
keep
strike.
going.
Yeah, what?
You go until you.
Just think of, like random people who played for the Sens a long time ago.
Let's just go in together here at this point.
Patrick Eves.
That's a good guess, but no, Patrick. No, he's there. Yeah, sorry, he is there. Yeah, I thought he was a bit later, but no, Patrick Eves is there.
I didn't even know he played for the Sens until someone said it on like an Anaheim broadcast.
Was Steos on this team?
Steos? No.
Who else would have been a defenseman?
This might be 03, 04. You know the girl that went to our school?
I was thinking that.
I'm thinking that.
I feel like he's too old.
I think it was 03, 04, and then maybe 5, 6.
Name him.
Sean Van Allen.
Oh,
Hossa.
No, he's definitely not. Because
No,
wasn't it Heatley?
Yeah, he was younger.
Kovalev.
he was like 5, 6 years after that.
Okay, guys,
I'm worth a shot.
I-
Scott
I-
Gomez.
I have no idea who else is on this team.
You guys are forgetting a couple of pretty. I feel like you should get these.
Then tell us. We're done. I
Okay.
lost.
Peter Schaefer,
Yeah.
Brian Smolinski,
Bald guy.
Andre Mazzaros.
Mazzaros.
Mm,
I
he was
should've
a-
got him.
yeah.
Where are all their defensemen left-handed, man?
You're missing Vaclav Varada. Then you didn't say Christoph Schubert. You guys remember him?
Schubert.
Yeah. Brian McGrattan, remember him?
Mm.
Yeah. He played for too
And
long.
then we had Tyler Arneson, Steve Martins, Dennis Hamill, Mike Morrison,
Okay.
Thomas Malik, who only played 2 games that year, Brad Norton, Philip Novak, and Brian Pothier.
I knew like the first like 5 you said there. I was just because I played NHL 06 and I played NHL 07.
Yeah,
I said a lot of 07.
this team was insane.
06 was the Le Cavalier cover.
I remember watching
I
this team.
Colton Schubert vividly.
I remember watching this team every
For a
game,
reason.
and they would score within seconds. Like especially if Heatley Spezza if you were on the line, it was insane. It was the pizza line year. If the team scored 5 goals, you would get a free slice of pizza at
And everyone was getting pizza all the
They
time.
were always getting pizza. They would score 6
the
goals a game.
playoffs.
Yeah. All right. Now we've got our weekly draft, and today's draft is gonna be a little bit different because we're doing.
You're the only friend I've wrestled, by the way.
Maybe your girlfriend. That's pretty much it.
We're doing 5 players, but each of them have to
6.
be. Sorry, well, 6 players. Yeah, only 6 players. So one lineup. But each player has to be from a different country. So it's the country's draft, and we cannot repeat countries.
And it has to be where the player was actually born. And I don't want any of the stuff where Homer picks Kadri from Lebanon or something. Because he wasn't born there.
Technically, he's from Lebanon.
No. Technically, there's a lot of things.
Technically, we're Indian and Pakistani.
But I was actually born there. That's the difference.
Oh, you were?
wasn't.
Yeah, I was not. I was not either.
Yeah, so this is the same rule applies.
Okay, so we're gonna do a random number generator to see who goes first, who goes last, whatnot. I pick number 7.
I picked number 7.
I already said it.
I picked number 6.
Pick number 5.
Oh, crap.
Yeah!
Oh, well, I'm second.
Okay, so we'll start with Evan. It's gonna be a snake draft. So Evan, me, Sufi, Sufi, me, Evan, Evan. You know how it goes.
I'm so confused.
No,
when-
not Evan, me, Sufi. Evan, Sufi, then me.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes.
I'm so confused when they come back, like just from this little intermission that we had between segments.
Why are they out of breath?
You should just keep.
We weren't
like,
doing anything sus.
You should, as like the transition to this, just keep the fight in.
Yeah, she'll like
Yeah,
a
little
second.
clip. It's like a little clip.
All right, Evan, give us your first pick.
This feels very weird.
See, I don't know if I should go for like the best player available or like a country that.
Is deprived of good players.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna pick the best players. So, especially in this case,
I'll go with McDavid.
yeah,
Of course you would.
I think he's the only one that really defies the whole. country
Yeah.
thing.
I'm gonna
So,
go Matthews, Sufi.
That's not even the second best player in the NHL.
So he is in my books. He's the best player ahead of McDavid. Go.
You see, my sister said we should grow by being controversial, and I can use so many things you say. I'm gonna put that in, and then I'm gonna put you guys fighting.
There you go. The first podcast where there's a wrestling match.
Not the last.
I'm gonna go with Nathan McKinnon.
Okay, so 2 Canadas, 1 USA. Evan.
No, Sufi again.
Oh, Sufi again. Sorry. Yeah.
You just explained it yourself, man. Come on.
Sorry. So I'm gonna go. Oh, so, yeah, you're gonna put names later. Sorry. Yeah, go.
Oh shoot, I should know McKinnon. Damn. All right. Well, who is the best defenseman that's available right now in my books? I'm gonna go with Adam Fox.
I literally was gonna jokingly whisper to him you were gonna guess Adam Fox.
It was between him and another player
No,
that I'm not
isn't
gonna
that-
say.
Pick number 4.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm going. I'm going McCarr.
Okay. Give me Draisaitl.
Yeah. I was contemplating him at 3 actually.
And
There's like one position in one country that I'm just gonna leave till the end because we'll explain after.
give me. Oh gosh.
Also trying to keep it wing and center and stuff.
I have to.
I don't know. I mean,
You don't have
team
to.
chemistry, you know. You might have like 90 chem instead of 100.
Let's go.
David Pasternak.
Pasternak. I'm gonna go Darlene.
Interesting. I'm gonna go with. Ooh. No. I'm gonna go with Mr. Heiskanen.
I don't know if I'm going to
Sure.
And
you know what? Because actually no, I'm just gonna play him on the wing. Pedersen.
okay. I'm going to go.
I have to sneeze.
Go ahead.
It's gone. Phil Castle.
I already have an American.
Jack Johnson.
I think I'll go
Sufjan Javed.
Kucherov.
Handcuffing yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna go Eric Carlson and Quinn Hughes.
Damn.
Carlson.
Who are your forwards?
Pasternak, McDavid, and Draisaitl.
Hughes.
I think I already won.
Well, no, it's not even that. This is I actually do agree with that. But like You're also the most offensive team I've seen in my entire life.
in the world. Yeah,
No defense is being played.
I'll just win games like 11-3.
To be fair, this is kind of flawed because like if you have the first pick, McDavid, and then like the next two players, as long as you don't mess up, you're good. It's you, bro.
Oh, it's me again. Yeah, sorry. It's me.
You should specify which Hughes.
McDavid, Draisaitl, passing. What do I need? Patterson.
Maybe like a
Fox,
Madagascar.
Haskin. Oh, I need goalie and right winger.
You know what? I'm gonna go.
I was saving my goalie, man. To screw in my tuner.
Kopitar.
Damn it. Well, actually, no, I wasn't going to go Kopitar anyway. Well, goalie, I'm just going to go... Who's better right now? I'm going to go Sorokin. That was my thing. 3 Russian goalies, one of them, save it for last.
Yeah.
So now I need a right winger.
You could pick another goalie.
I could pick another goalie. Just because. If you put 2 in the net, then even your team can't score.
Well,
I hope.
we'll find a way.
Who's in a winger on a obscure country? You know what? I don't know. I can't. Oh. There's a Switzerland exists. I'm gonna go with. Timo Meyer's been kind of bad this year. I'm gonna go with Fiala.
For my goalie, I'll go. What are my options?
You picked Russia already, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I picked Russia already. So what are my options I have? So I can't do Shesterkin.
What have you picked so far?
I know what he can pick, but I'm not going to tell him.
Canada, U.S.
Canada, U.S. Dahlin is
Sweden.
Kucherov is Russia. Kopitar is Finland.
No.
Wait, Slovakia.
Slovenia.
Sorry, Slovenia.
Oh my God.
They're all the same, eh?
Yeah, there's one obvious choice.
Allmark. Yeah, I'll go Allmark.
Sure.
Go ahead.
That's not who I would pick, but...
That is not who I would win.
And I'll go with Shesterkin.
Yeah,
I have by far the best team.
Your team is better than all of ours by a mile. I don't even necessarily agree with picking like Hughes there, but it doesn't.
Best defenseman available.
But it really doesn't matter.
See, that's what Snake Draft does.
Snake Draft is supposed to not have that because if you do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, his team would have been insane. Think about it.
Yeah, true. But still,
more than it was already. The goalie I would have went for there is probably Saros.
This format is weird because I'm the middle pick, my team is right here.
Yeah,
but your team is your team is like all over the place. Your team's
not much I could do about that.
Yeah,
it's a Snake Draft. Yeah, no, I probably would have went Saros, but so let's put our teams in here. So we got Evan. What's your team?
My team is Draisaitl, McDavid, Pasternak.
That's nuts. McDavid, Pasternak.
Yeah.
Then on defense, I have Erik Karlsson and Quinn Hughes.
Liabilities.
And then in net, I have Igor Shesterkin.
Yeah, I think Russia was when you had to kind of just sit on, But Kucherov, you had to go in the draft somewhere. And then you had
Matthews. At center, Kucherov and Kopitar.
I guess we'll put Matthews on the wing there, and then we'll put Kopi and
Kucherov.
Kucherbomb,
and then we have Dahlin and Makar.
That's a gross D pairing, low-key. That's the best D pairing, I'll give you that.
And goalie Allmark.
Yeah, I probably would have. If you had Saros instead of Allmark, I would have given you the 2.
I think I have the 2.
No, because you picked like the 5th best player in the world. That's 2, so it's kind of concerning.
The best player in the world.
You know what? The problem with Matthews is if he wasn't as streaky as he is, I could make the argument for like top 3. It's just he's like so streaky.
This season he's more streaky.
But just in general, even like You saw, but the thing in the past is his streaks would last like 20 games.
Yeah.
This year has been like 3-4
Yeah,
game
Still
spans.
leading scorer, 21 goals.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that, but I think it's a little more helpful for his team if he was more consistent. Am I wrong?
No. Yeah, I mean, yes.
You gave it to me, bro.
Mm.
Heiskanen, and then okay. Who's my
Let's end it out.
okay?
Fox, and then you go to Sorokin. Okay.
Sorokin.
Sorry, Sorokin. All right. So that was episode number 50. A little bit of a milestone for us. We'll hope to see you guys next time in person again. The next few episodes will be in person while we've got our Sufi in town. Until then, subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitter/X. At the Unfortunate Diehards. Tune in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon
Stitcher.
Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, SiriusXM, and we'll see you next time.
Go
Take care,
Sens, go.
guys.
Bye.
Go Leafs, go.